Hi artists, and welcome back to Art with Miss Whalen. Today I am so excited to introduce you to one of my favorite Japanese artists, and his name is Takashi Murakami. Takashi Murakami is a contemporary artist, and contemporary means happening now. So a contemporary artist is an artist who is still alive and creating artwork today. Some words that come to my mind when I think of Takashi Murakami and his artwork are colorful, crazy, silly, and definitely exciting. What are some words that come to your minds when you think of Takashi Murakami? So cute is actually a style of art in Japan. And in Takashi Murakami's artwork, you'll often see these super cute and colorful smiling flowers. These flowers actually act as a symbol of peace and happiness in his artwork. Takashi Murakami's super cute flowers each have their own feeling and personality. You might notice that he gives each flower a face so that they actually appear to have emotion. He uses all different colors in his flower paintings, which also helps to provide these super cute flowers with their very own unique personalities. But even though Takashi Murakami is a contemporary artist who is creating artwork today, he's actually really interested in older traditional artwork. And a lot of his artwork is actually inspired by older traditional Japanese artworks. So this first painting on the left is an older traditional Japanese painting, while the painting on the right was created not too long ago by Takashi Murakami. We can definitely see that he was inspired by this older traditional Japanese painting on the left here. I notice that these two paintings have very similar compositions. Remember that the composition of a painting refers to where things are placed in the painting. So I noticed that both of these paintings have flowers blooming from the bottom of the canvas, but the style of the flowers in each painting are pretty different. The flowers on the left, to me, they seem to be more dull in color and definitely less lively. While the flowers on the right, they seem to take up more of the canvas. They come up here to the top, almost as if they're floating away. And those are extremely colorful and definitely filled with a lot of personality. Takashi Murakami creates these huge paintings. I mean, they are gigantic. They can take up an entire room. So this is a picture of one of his gallery exhibitions, and this gives us a pretty good idea of just how large these paintings can be. So here we can take a closer look at one of Takashi Murakami's gigantic dragon paintings. Again, we can see how he finds inspiration for his contemporary artwork through older, more traditional artworks. So the dragon painting on the left is a traditional Japanese painting called Dragon and Clouds, and this painting was created in 1763. The painting on the bottom right was created by Takashi Murakami in 2010, so not too long ago, and this is called Dragon and Clouds Red Mutation. So the dragon acts as a symbol of one's destiny in Japanese culture. I thought it was pretty interesting when I learned that Takashi Murakami feels that art is his destiny. And so he actually created this contemporary dragon painting in an effort to reconnect with his dedication to being an artist. Today's lesson is inspired by the artwork of Takashi Murakami, and all you need for this lesson is a piece of paper, a pencil, and any coloring materials you can find in your home. We are going to be creating our very own super cute flower drawings with vibrant colors and unique personalities. When we're starting our super cute flower drawing, we definitely want to be sure to use our pencil first, just in case we want to make any changes along the way. So using our pencil on a piece of paper, we're going to start by creating 3 circles at least. 1, 2, 3. You can do more than 3 circles depending on how many flowers you want, but we're going to at least draw 3. So now, step number 2, we're going to draw a mouth inside of each of our circles to make our flowers look super happy and to give them personalities. Now, if you want to do a similar style to Takashi Murakami's super cute flowers, all you have to do is draw a sideways capital D, and that will give you the same kind of styled mouth as Takashi Murakami. However, you're more than welcome to do a different style mouth. It doesn't even have to be a happy flower. I really want you to think about what kind of personality do you want your flower to have, because the mouth, the eyes, and the shape of the petals are all going to have a huge impact on what that personality looks like. So after we draw our mouths, step 3, we're going to draw the petals. But first, again, we want to think about what kind of personality we want our flowers to have, because getting creative with the shape of the petals is a really great way to give our super cute flowers those unique personalities we're looking for. So will your petals be pointy? Will they be curved or wiggly? Maybe they're similar to a rose, like this one in the middle. Try to invent unique flower petal shapes. You can even combine different kinds of petals for one flower to give it a really funky personality. So next, we're going to draw the eyes, stems, and leaves of our flowers. So changing the style and the size of the eyes, like I said, can also help to change that personality. So again, think, will your flower have 1 eye, 2 eyes, 3 eyes, or maybe even more? Are all of the eyes the same size? Or is one really big and the other is really small, kind of like that guy in the middle? What shape are the eyes? What color are the eyes? There are so many different choices, and each one will give your super cute flower a different and unique personality. Once your super cute flowers have a personality of their own and you're happy with all of the details of your drawing, you can go ahead and trace over all of your pencil lines using a marker. Now, if you don't have a marker at home, this step is completely optional. I always like to trace over my lines with the marker so that my line and my design really pop. So we can use crayons and colored pencils, really anything you have at home for this coloring part. But the last step is to add any color that we like. And another great way to give our super cute flowers personality is by adding patterns along with that color. So remember, a pattern is a design that repeats. And I really had a lot of fun drawing these patterns. I even included them in the leaves and in the stems of mine. You can find examples for this lesson created by the elementary art teachers at the end of this PowerPoint presentation. I hope you all really enjoyed learning about the artwork of contemporary artist Takashi Murakami, and I hope you have even more fun creating your very own super cute flower drawing inspired by his artwork. Don't forget to send us pictures of your artwork because we love to see what you guys are working on at home. We miss you every day. Thanks for watching Art with Miss Whalen. Until next time, artists.